Let's stay in the UK now, and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is in London for talks with his British counterpart Boris Johnson. He was welcomed by a Royal Air Force flypast over 10 Downing Street and a guard of honour to mark his first official visit to the UK. The focus of this meeting is to deepen defence ties between London and Tokyo. According to 10 Downing Street, the two leaders are expected to seal a landmark defence agreement, also called a reciprocal access agreement. The pact will allow Japanese and British forces to work, exercise and operate together. The other big topic on the agenda for this meeting will be the war in Ukraine. As per the UK Prime Minister's office, the leaders will discuss how international alliances can continue to exert maximum pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, which has banned several dozen Japanese officials from entering Russia, including Prime Minister Kishida himself. That's been in response to international sanctions imposed on Moscow. Johnson and Kishida will also discuss Asia's transition to green energy in a bid to reduce the dependency of the continent on Russian oil and gas. Now, for more on this, we are joined live on the broadcast by our correspondent Chris Jones, who's also in London with me. And Chris, just tell me, why is this meeting between the two leaders so significant?
Well, you're right, it is significant because it's really the first deal of its kind that Japan has signed with a European country. And Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, really hopes that this will help to strengthen military ties between the two countries at this time of conflict. Of course, we're seeing the invasion of Ukraine continue into its third month. And really, the UK government is saying that this new reciprocal access deal will allow Japanese and British forces to work, exercise and operate together, which will deepen the UK's commitment to the Indo-Pacific region, as well as strengthening global security. And that is really a key topic at the moment with the war in Ukraine ongoing. But as well as being a defence deal, the UK and Japan are also looking at ways that they can increase their trade opportunities between one another, but also how they can look towards green energy. Of course, both the UK and Japan are part of the G7, and green energy is a key part of what the G7 stands for. And all of this really is being seen as quite a win for Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Remember, he's caught up in all of this controversy and scrutiny over the Partygate scandal. So this is really welcome news for the UK government that they can get this kind of deal over the line right now.
And Chris, you mentioned the war in Ukraine several times. In response to the Russian invasion, Japan has placed sanctions on Russian individuals and banks. I just wonder, how does Japan's response compare to other countries in Asia?
Well, Japan has taken quite a hardline almost approach to the war in Ukraine on Russia. As you've mentioned, it's placed numerous sanctions, economic sanctions on Russian oligarchs and entities that have benefited from the Russian regime. Essentially, it sees this threat in Europe as a threat to the Indo-Pacific region as well. It says that if Russia is seen being successful in Ukraine, then other countries in Asia, such as China, may look to do something similar. So it's doing what it can to push back this invasion from Ukraine. Despite that, though, it has stopped short, really, of getting rid of Russian gas and oil exports. It relies quite heavily on those exports for its industries to function. Now, we heard from the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, over the past 24 hours. She outlined a proposal for Western countries to cut out Russian gas and oil exports within the next 6 months or so. Now, Japan says that wouldn't be possible for their country and has aligned itself with Hungary, for example, which says that cutting out Russian gas and oil on this short-term notice would damage their economy substantially. Despite that, though, Japan is talking with Boris Johnson today, as you've mentioned, about nuclear energy and how Japan can move away from Russian gas and oil and domestically produce its own energy. That is, though, a long-term plan. So in the short term, it looks like it will have to stick with Russian gas and oil for the moment, whilst other supplies are talked about.
Yeah, Japan really facing some of the similar problems and choices that many countries around the world are facing after the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. That's Chris Jones reporting for us live from London there.